A transgender high school athlete who is biologically a male took first place in both the 100 and 200 meter dash at Connecticut's Girls Track and Field State Championships.
When I'm at the start of the race, when I'm lining up and getting into my blocks, everyone already knows the outcome. Those two athletes are going to come 1 and 2, and everyone knows it.
The Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference, the CIAC, says that athletes can choose to compete for the sport in which they gender identify with.
No one thinks it's fair because we all know that males are physically stronger than females and they compete at a higher level.
Petitions are circulating in Plainville and Glastonbury after 2 trans girls swept the competition at the State Track and Field Championships.
From third on, it's a little different. We're actually fighting for those spots. But in those meets, there's no way that one of us biological girls will be able to outrun those transgender athletes.
Yes, it has been affecting track and field in Connecticut, but the door is open there for any sport.
We will make America fairer by passing the Equality Act to end discrimination against the LGBTQ community.
It will be the end of girls and women's only sport if we make simply gender identity the basis for eligibility for girls.
Right, you'll have men's sports and you'll have co-ed sports.
It's giving the transgender females the right to compete with biological females, and eventually it's going to get to the point where the biological females will be on the sidelines watching their own sports.
HR 5 will affect athletics, and it will change completely the landscape of competition. It will set no difference between a boy and a girl, and as a result, women will be completely eradicated from sports. It's taking away the opportunity to win for the girls, but in sports that have physical contact could become a serious safety issue.
It's very frustrating and heartbreaking when us girls are at the start of the race and we already know that these athletes are going to come out and win no matter how hard we try. Track means everything to me. I wake up every day and go through school just waiting to get to track, waiting to run, waiting to jump. I feel at home at the track. It's my happy place.
She has been competing in track and field since I introduced her to it when she was a little girl, and it's something that we share together. I have done it as a child myself back in Romania.
My freshman year in outdoor, I saw at the 200 start this girl who looked kind of masculine. Her arms were much more defined than the average girl's, and same with her legs, but she had long hair, long braided hair, and I didn't think much of it. And then I watched the race and I saw that this girl was blowing away the competitors. And I thought, hey, this isn't right. This usually doesn't happen. And then later in that same meet, I found out that athlete was a transgender female. And then in outdoor last year, there was another transgender that came out, and she competed as a male for 3 seasons and was mediocre as a male, and then ended up transitioning over to female and again blew everyone out of the competition.
Something that has happened recently for Selena was being left out of the New England Championship. She was the first one out of the final and was the 8th one in the state. Since 2 first places were taken by boys who identify as girls, she could have been the 6th girls going, and instead she was a spectator on the stands at the New England Championship.
They took away the spots of deserving girls, me being included. No one thinks it's fair, but everyone is afraid of retaliation from the media, from kids around their school, from other athletes, coaches, school administrators. And they don't want to drag attention to themselves, and they don't want to be seen as a target for potential bullying and threats.
Watching them run was just heartbreaking. I mean, you almost don't even want to watch, but how can you not? You can clearly see these two biological guys just absolutely crushing it, and it almost brings you to tears.
We've competed head-to-head with these people like many times, and it hurts to see them win when you know that we probably should have won.
There's really nothing else you can do except, get super frustrated and roll your eyes, because it's really hard to even come out and talk in public just because of the way with the far left and how immediately you'll just be shut down.
We are totally accepting of who they are and who they want to be. We just have an issue when it comes to sports.
Just like every other parent, I want my daughter to be happy. I want her to enjoy high school, fulfill her dream, go to college, compete at elite level, just the way she has been doing in high school, and achieve that dream of being in a fair Olympic Games someday.
With the case in Connecticut, it can be difficult showcasing my talents to coaches from around the country, as they only look at the results online. They see the first and or second place girl so far ahead of the rest of the girls, and they're going to reach out to and try to recruit those two top girls versus everyone else since they're so far behind in time.
She doesn't go there to become second best. She wants to win. And when that is not even on the table any longer, what is the drive to do it?
I think it's gotten to the point where some girls are starting to stray away from those events and are hoping to go to other events so then they actually have a fair chance of winning. And in my case, I have my field event, long jump. That was my safe haven, if you want to call it, where the results were fair no matter what, because it was girls competing against girls. But now, unfortunately, one of those athletes has started to compete in long jump, so now none of my events are safe. It's frustrating when you know that you run your best, and no matter what, your best is never going to be enough.
you